Kanye West is a celebrity who is no stranger to controversy, and he once again lived up to his standard by being embroiled in one when he paid $85,000 for a photograph depicting Whitney Houston's fatal accident. However, other people think he might have been trying to communicate something to the general population. Kanye recently discussed how Hollywood elites manufacture celebrities' deaths to make it appear as though they committed suicide. Fans have begun to speculate that Whitney Houston may have experienced similar circumstances as a result of this. Although the autopsy indicated that Whitney killed herself accidentally, what's crazy about it is that, contrary to the assertion that she died as a result of drug abuse, the autopsy revealed she had missing teeth, scars, and scratches. What's even stranger is that she was discovered in the room face down, which gives rise to the possibility that someone else may have been in the hotel room with her. Who was with her in the room? Who did Ray J let into the room? I'm sure you are itching to know, so let's get right into it. Whitney's lifelong manager and advisor, Clive Davis, was aware of her passing, but nonetheless went forward with this celebration despite knowing about it. With reference to Whitney's death, the public perceives him as a suspect as a result of this action. Why did Clive continue his celebration as though no one had just died? That someone was a close friend of his was the worst. Was his reason even worth it? There is a strong probability that she was given drugs by injection to make it appear as though that is what caused her death. And here is something to keep you on edge like I was. Clive Davis himself, Whitney Houston's former mentor, said, "She was showing me what she had done in rehab, how she had given up smoking. She had cleared her throat of nicotine, and she was waiting to start going in the studio. I never would have thought 48 hours before her death that she would pass, that there would be that horrendous, premature end to her life. Not only is this weird, but it's also ridiculous. Why would Whitney fabricate that she had quit using drugs? What could have led to her relapse if, as Clive Davis claimed, she had been drug-free for just 48 hours before her passing?"
No, it's hard to let go of
He doesn't want to let go of
a
me.
Svengali relationship.
I did with Clive.
In a Svengali relationship, one person completely dominates the other. This power may come from deception or from the fact that the other person lacks the capacity to make their own judgments. The victim won't have a way out in the end as a result. Whitney admitted that her marriage to Bobby Brown, her husband, at one point resembled a Svengali arrangement in an interview with Diane Sawyer. She went on to explain how she was able to move past that point. Following Diane Sawyer's comment that it is difficult to simply let go of such toxicity in a relationship, Whitney was heard admitting that she had done so in her relationship with Clive. No one likes being in a position where they cannot control their own actions, and this is likely why Whitney and Clive Davis had a falling out. Who parties when the body of a loved one, in this case, their mentee, is right above their heads? Looming over them and as gray as tombstones, Clive's choice to continue with his pre-Grammy celebration in the wake of Houston's passing undoubtedly put him in the hot seat. Yes, you heard it correctly. Clive Davis continued the celebration in an obscure hotel room in Los Angeles, sharing the space with the deceased Whitney Houston. "I do not know about you, but I think that is very weird." In an interview, he claimed,
Of course, this is a personal thing, but the Grammys were the next night. You don't cancel. You turn an evening into a tribute.
After that, Clive Davis continued by saying that the family had forbidden him from ever considering canceling the party and that he had never even considered doing so. What type of person organizes a celebration when a friend's body is towering above them and, to make matters worse, while they are staying in the same hotel? This just screams nefarious. It appears that a sacrifice was made there since no loving human being would have been able to operate. Hard-nosed music industry tycoon Clive Davis is well renowned for his pre-Grammy gala, to which many celebrities struggle to gain entry. In fact, his gala appears to be more eagerly anticipated than the actual Grammy Award ceremony. Given that Whitney had a close personal and professional relationship with Clive Davis for 2 decades, she was always present at these events. Therefore, it seemed a little odd for him to have a party on the day of her passing. Even Whitney's close friend, Chaka Khan, claimed she was immobilized when she learned of her death and was unable to attend the pre-Grammy party. I thought that was complete insanity, and knowing Whitney, I don't think that she would have said, "The show must go on." She's the kind of woman who would have said, "Stop everything. I'm not going to be there." I don't know what could motivate a person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life has been affected by hers. I don't understand how that party went on. In an interview with CNN, Chaka Khan made this declaration and was not afraid to express her disappointment in Clive Davis for continuing his party and acting as though nothing had happened.
And then it's Grammy time.
That happened.
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight. And then the next thing you know, she's dead. Ray J was the last person to see her alive. He let the drug dealer in, but she was sober, right? But he let the drug dealer in that gave her the shot. Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten. They saw her body. She didn't just die in a tub, like she was beat up. And Brandy was the one that found her. But you know, they pledge allegiance to Clive too.
Jeez.
Well, this is something. Whitney passed away following a fight with Clive Davis. And according to some insider reports, Whitney was forbidden from taking baths due to her addictions. And even when she did take showers, they made sure to check on her frequently to prevent her from dozing off in the shower. And since others who were in the room with her were aware of this and had access to such private information, it is puzzling why no one bothered to check on her condition. The autopsy also showed that she had been struggling, which is absurd. Remember that at first it was reported that Ray J was the person who last saw her, but then it was reported that her assistant had located her. Leola, Bobby Brown's sister, has also boldly addressed this.
I believe that somebody killed my niece, just like they killed her mother.
I don't know about you, but it appears fishy that Whitney's daughter, Bobby Christina, died in the same manner her mother did, submerged in a bathtub with narcotics discovered in their bodies. Leola thinks the people who stood to earn a lot from Whitney's death also killed her daughter to take full control of her inheritance. Davis can now package her death in frills and sell it big time, even during the nadir of record of sales. And Clive and Sony will say, even though we do not hope to even break even with this uncompromising tribute to Whitney Houston, we feel, personally, that it is her due as the foremost singer ever on our labels, and as lovely girl she was to us. Davis was aware that returning Whitney to a setting where she would easily relapse was a poor idea since, according to celebrities who had seen Whitney at these events, she always appeared messy and high on drugs. With celebrities come fame and money, and when a celebrity dies, their firm gains posthumous recognition, which they may perceive to be more profitable because they have complete control over everything. Whitney's admirers were forced to accept these charges by Davis, despite the fact that a Davis spokesman refuted them in an interview with a Hollywood reporter. It's not like he had nothing to gain from her passing. Kanye West also made a suggestion about this. Kanye's recent assertions that Hollywood moguls had created a system they successfully utilized to promotise and commercialize celebrities may have just solved all conspiracies. You might be asking how they benefit when a superstar passes away. When major stars like Whitney pass away, their catalogs skyrocket. Although Kanye has his own share of bizarre controversies, in this instance, Whitney Houston's admirers appear to be fully behind him and think that Whitney Houston fits the bill for the people going missing in Hollywood. In the absence of a thorough examination, these speculations and controversies will undoubtedly keep us on the edge of our seats for many more years to come. So tell me, what do you think? Post your comments in the section below.